What's up, guys, and welcome to a very special edition of the Pro Wrestling Pulse. We're going to give you our second Q&A here. Guys got all the questions in, and we got a bunch of them. Quaddy and I are going to get to them. We do not have Beat Eddie J to ask him. He is here. His contract could expire. We're just going to go ahead and do them ourselves. So we're going to right off the bat get started here with Sir Bonzo. We have a question. Straight off the bat, why were you gone for 8 to 9 months? We were gone for, I believe it was 9 months. It was November, so March, May, June, July, August. 8 months, whatever. A lot of things came into play. See, this was November. I just got a new job at in the middle of November, where hours kind of didn't really play out well. The previous job I had a lot more flexible hours. Like, say, for instance, on Mondays, after we get done doing a pay-per-view review and I edit it and put it up or whatever, I wasn't getting in bed till like 1 or 2 in the morning. Couldn't really do that with the new job, especially right starting off, and I had to learn so fucking much and, really have my head in the game the entire time, where normally I was putting corn on a shelf. Really a no-brainer there, and I could have, fucking 2 hours of sleep and be all right. This one I really wanted to be focused and ready to go, so I needed a little bit more sleep. So that kind of didn't work out. On top of just really being burnt out, just with the overall wrestling product. We really just weren't really too into it. We were going for damn near, 2.5 years straight, pretty much, from the Instant Wrestling Report to the Pro Wrestling Pulse. So we were just kind of burnt out. Not doing videos. We love doing them. We have a lot of fun doing them. We have great chemistry with everybody. So, we have fun doing it. And that's really one of the big reasons why we're back now. And really, it was just something where we just wanted to do different shit. Like, every time we'd win, like, hey, you want to do a video? And we're like, yeah, whatever. We never really didn't have a fucking drive to really want to go out and, do a video and edit it and all this kind of stuff. We have a new background, as you can see. Got a new banner. Hope you guys like that, because that's what you're going to be seeing for a while. Because it makes editing for me a lot easier. Everything I wanted to get back in, why we brought it back, is just make it simpler. If we don't get a bajillion fucking views, we don't give a shit, because if people want to, watch us for the reason they want to watch us, that's why we don't have the fancy pictures and shit behind us, don't have the green screen behind us anymore, because it's just more work for us to do. And in our opinions, and not to sound cocky, we have really good production when we did. We don't now, because I don't give a fuck, but we put a lot of production effort into it, and we just weren't really getting the feedback and, what we feel like we deserved, honestly. Because a lot of people out there just sitting in their computer chairs doing videos and getting fucking tons of views. It's like, well, why the fuck? It's like, if you're going to watch us for what we have to say, then that's why you're going to be here. We don't want you here because you like our pictures. We don't want you here because we have to put extra shit into our stuff. We want you here just, if you, any other wrestling fan that just chills and just wants to talk about wrestling, that's what we're here doing. So those are the people we want to clamor to. Just people that are chill and just want to watch fucking people talk about wrestling because they have like interests and all that kind of stuff. So got really burnt out, and one of the biggest reasons, I just got engaged this past May. The wedding is next October, for anyone interested. Probably don't give a shit, but we were really excited, my lovely fiance Nicole, and really just spending a shit ton of time with her, because that's all I really care about. That's my world, and that's all I've wanted it to be. So that's been great, and she's been talking, she's like, why don't you guys do your videos anymore? I'm like, I don't know. And finally I just woke up one day and, Quaddy's been asking me, like, why don't we do more, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know. And there's been more things happening here lately where it's like, all right, we're starting to get a little itch to do some stuff again. And it's like we said, it's fun. This is all started out not trying to be some huge ass fucking thing. We just started this because it's a lot of fun to do. And we like to get our opinions out there because we're extremely opinionated people. So that was the biggest thing, and that's pretty much where we're going. Just a lot of shit that came up in our lives, and that were a hell of a lot more important than this, and that we were just like, yeah, we just need a little break. But now we're rejuvenated and ready to get going here.
That's gonna be our first question. It's gonna be a long ass video.
Yep, guys, better get ready.
Just had a lot come up. Me personally, had a bunch of shit happen I had to take care of. Just like J-Man said, we just all kind of just got burnt out from it. Doesn't seem like pro wrestlers put much effort into it, so it kind of felt like we didn't need to either. So
right. So that's the first question from him. We have a lot to get through. God, I hope you guys are gonna stick through us here. What is it? Yeah. Next one for Sir Bonzo. Now that you guys are back, are you going to be doing previews and review videos again, or just sticking to reviews? We will be doing previews and reviews. Everything we did the same. Hopefully we get more out there. So yeah, previews and reviews will definitely come in, and watch out for Night of Champions preview coming up in the next couple weeks. But everything normal, previews, reviews, topic shows. As you've seen a topic show already, we'll all be back with all that same old shit. What did you think of Batista's craptastic return and possible second return later this year? Yeah, just didn't really end up clamoring out to be what it really, everybody thought it was going to be. He tried to come in face, didn't work. Turned him heel, reformed Evolution. Fucking awesome to see that. I thought it was so needed, just to do it one more time with the run that they did. That was such an amazing, reboot there. I don't give a shit if, they're out there to promote the Shield. I mean, how can dream that shit up? Have an Evolution reform to go with, these new hungry guys that are going to be on top of the world. So yeah, I mean, if he comes back, I could give a shit. I mean, I'm just go do your movies and all that kind of bullshit.
He's kind of like, I don't know, past his prime, past his prime. Just one of those guys just trying to get the last little run in there, just so he gets.
He's saying he wants to have his retirement match against Triple H at WrestleMania. I don't want to see that. That would be bad.
Oh, yeah, pre-show match.
Right. What was the live atmosphere like for Lesnar beating the streak at WrestleMania? Did TV do it justice? I would say it did pretty good justice. They got the cameras around there pretty fast. They caught that one guy in the front row with his mouth wide open, just completely shocked. People were shocked. I mean, it literally is like you just saw somebody get shot in the fucking head and you didn't even see it coming. Like, it was just somebody came into a rim, and you're like, holy shit. Like, it was about as quiet as 70,000 people could possibly get in that 5 seconds after, he got pinned, because it was just gasps. I mean, literally nobody saw this shit coming because it was such a shitty match. The pace was so horrible. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? And, we saw now, and with everything going on with Lesnar now, what that path, was leading to. But it was just a big gasp, really. I mean, it was you never would think you could see 70,000 people be so fucking quiet. But overall, I think it came off pretty good over TV. You heard more of the gasps on TV than you really thought you would. I mean, it was fucking crazy, but. So I think it came across on TV pretty good justice, but it was a shock. I mean, obviously, with what you're saying there.
Kind of caught us all off guard. It doesn't matter if you actually thought it was going to happen. It's one of those things where we've seen it so many times before where we actually thought the streak was going to end, and just the way it happened, and not really, we're just all looking around going, well, what just happened? And then once we got back to the hotel and all that, we started looking into it and realized there's actually something wrong that happened to Taker. With all this, when he got concussion and he passed out and all that. The way after the match, if that was the end of his career and all that, there's ways I would have done differently. It just seemed like, okay, it's over, and then you see him walking up. Like, I would just have a blackout and then just Ern sitting there, he's done.
Right.
But since there's so much speculation with him and Sting, you kind of have to leave it open, so.
Right. Next up, we had thoughts on the Shield breaking up. I know a lot of people have their opinions on this, whether it should have kept going, whether it should have stopped, whether blah, 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 blah. They could have definitely had a longer run. A lot of factions could have had longer runs. But I think they just need to capitalize on people leaving. You got our people that have left and capitalize on these young guys that are really over with people and, establish them into single stars. You got Punk leaving. You got Daniel Bryan out with an injury that could be for... to the beginning of the year, and you just got, kind of people, Randy Orton, that are just kind of blah right now. You got people having to come back in, like a Jericho, which is awesome to see, but breaking these guys up, they automatically become huge top stars. We've seen what they've done with Roman Reigns, and, you see they give, Rollins the briefcase, and, Ambrose is really over with, the crowd and all this kind of stuff, and the great stuff that he's doing. So, to me, it was a cool way they executed it. I love the way they did it with Rollins. It gets Reigns over more. It could break Ambrose away from Reigns, so everybody can see that Ambrose or Reigns can't survive without an Ambrose or Rollins, which everybody's gonna soon find out. But it was cool. I liked it. I mean, yeah, it could have gone longer. Whatever. I mean, we could sit here and argue about that all day, but I mean, they're capitalizing on what they did with it, and I thought they pulled it off well.
Totally agree with J-Man on this. Just the way it happened, I was sitting there, we were watching it, and I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. And took a step back. I was like, oh, it's gonna happen. And just the way. He just pretty much puts them all up on a pedestal. Like, here's Shield, and now they're broken up. Let's see how they can do on their own. You can tell Ambrose he can run on his own before he was with the Shield. Rollins could have done the same thing. It just pretty much shows who the weak link was in the Shield.
Everybody's going to soon find out. Next up, do you think Bound for Glory 2014 being in Japan will be a success? Yes, I think it will. I think it says creatively and financially. I think it will. I think... creatively, obviously, just right off the bat, you're going to Japan for one of your pay-per-views. The only thing I could see running into a problem is how they're going to air it, the time difference. If they have it on a tape delay, bad idea, but I think that's the only way they might be able to do it, the time difference-wise, because I don't know what time it would be here, and night. If they do it in the middle of the day, maybe, I have no idea. I don't know the time difference.
It's so fucking crazy.
It would be crazy, but yeah, I think, the way TNA's going, the way their product has looked lately, which has really impressed me. I know they have a lot of key injuries and some, Bully Ray departure and all that kind of stuff. But I think it'll be a success. I mean, anything to me that looks good in TNA right now is a success in my book for what it's been like the last couple of years. So yeah, I think it'll be a success both creatively and, I don't know, financially really. I mean, I guess that side of it, you still have people that aren't really believing in TNA right now. So financially, doubtful. But I think if people see like, hey, there's a TNA pay-per-view and a just professional wrestling American pay-per-view and their biggest one of the year airing in Japan, people I think are going to check that shit out. So, I mean, we are. That's for sure. So, yeah, I think it'll be a success.
I think it'll be interesting. I can't remember the last time the TNA or anybody had pay-per-view outside the country except for Canada.
Right.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, they did it in like San Juan or something like that.
So it's been quite a few years.
Right.
I think if it goes well in Japan, they may actually start doing it more, which will just broaden TNA's horizon, which the way TNA's been running lately, and they've been actually looking good. It's going to be good, and it's going to help those up-and-coming stars that are from the Japan and the other parts of the world get more publicity over there.
Right.
Like if they have a local wrestler come out and he can fucking put the 5-star match on, hey, TNA may grab him while they're there, so who knows?
Exactly. Next up for Sir Bonzo, do you think TNA will survive in 2015? I think they will. I think that, like I said, the success in ring and the product, the way it's looking, I think people will start catching on again. I just don't. I can't see them with how they're looking now going under, with how they looked before going under. I know the whole dispute with Spike and the contract thing. They'll get a fucking contract on TV. It's a professional wrestling product. I mean, I would just think that any channels that have that kind of stuff would be clamoring for it. You see what, WWE does on the USA Network. The USA literally could bend over backwards and WWE can fuck them in the ass and do whatever the hell they want with them pretty much because of how, successful they are. So to me, I think they'll find some sort of channel. If Ring of Honor could be on TV on fucking, channel 30 for us or some random channel at fucking 11 o'clock at night on Saturdays, I'm going to think TNA could find some way to fucking end up on TV, I would think. Especially the way the products look lately. So yeah, I think they will survive in all aspects in 2015.
In my opinion, the Six Sides is going to actually keep them afloat. It's something different, something new. Not technically really new for us, but something that you don't see every time you watch wrestling. So I think it's going to help them in the long run. All
right, big one that I know a lot of people I think ended up asking here, which we're going to be able to cross off a lot. What do you think about the whole CM Punk situation? Was he right to take his ball and go home? Stone Cold Steve Austin said many times in 2002 when he walked out was the biggest, most regretted mistake of his career. All right, here's the thing. Obviously, Punk left after Rumble, hearing, seeing Batista come in, win the Rumble, seeing that he's going to get a shot at WrestleMania, everything they didn't do with Daniel Bryan, everything he's just been burnt out with, the injuries, this and that, creativity, how the fuck do you say that? Creativity, that's it. Backstage, the booking and all that kind of shit. It's just flat out the case. CM Punk is not a guy, and I don't know how anybody doesn't realize this. He has never been a guy. It doesn't matter how successful he is, how much money people throw at him, any of that shit. He is a professional wrestler, and he is the most unique and creatively minded professional wrestler maybe of all time, because he knows what's right. He has our best interest in hand. He knows what we want to fucking see because we've seen it. We saw what he did in Ring of Honor with that heel turn and that promo after he won the title against Austin Aries and signed his contract with the Ring of Honor title and then coming back in and then doing the same exact fucking thing basically in 2011 and the amazing match that he had with John Cena at Money in the Bank. I mean, he has our best interest in hand. And for people to say, he shouldn't do this, he's not going to lie around and take bullshit. He's not going to sit there and just, go along with the paces. He doesn't. He deserves more than that. He doesn't deserve to sit there and just be booked in stupid shit after stupid shit. And he sees all these guys like a Batista come in, and because he's popular and he's a guy that people will get behind, blah, 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 blah. Well, when you got people like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose working their ass off on the road, 300 days a year, yeah, it would piss me off too. he's a guy that doesn't lay down. He's a guy that's not going to sit there and just go along with the punches. He's going to stand up for what he believes in, and he's going to say, this is fucking bullshit, and you can take your contract and all your little appearances and blah, 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 and shove it up your ass, because I'm not going to sit around and, take this lying down. That's CM Punk. That's him. It's not a character. It's not any of this bullshit. That's what he is, and he's not going to fucking lie around and take bullshit. He'll go to Comic-Con or fucking go to concerts and just stay in Chicago and chill, because he's been smart with his money. He's saved up. He's able to do this. He's able to heal himself from all his injuries and being on the road for over 10 years. It is what it is. Do I blame him? No. Do I blame Stone Cold Steve Austin in 2002? Will he may regret it? Yeah, he may regret it, but he had so much shit going on too at that time, the injuries and all this kind of shit, and he saw bullshit too. He was like, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Why am I lying around waiting to see, this guy go over me, and I'm supposed to lose on a Raw to this guy and lose in a semifinal? It's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no. So I saw where he's come from. Did he regret it? Yeah. Will CM Punk regret it? Fuck no, because he has no regrets. I guarantee he's not going to regret it, because he's healing his body. He's chilling in fucking Chicago. He was going to Stanley Cup hockey games. Do you think he's regretting it? Fuck no. So, if he wants to come back, he'll come back, and they'll fucking accept him with open arms. I guarantee it. So, my opinion, does it suck to have the best wrestler in the world gone? Absolutely. Do I blame him for what he's doing? Absolutely not, because I agree full-heartedly with what he's doing, and I agree where he's coming from. Because it's bullshit. They fucked over Daniel Bryan, and that's one of his boys, and he saw what they should have been doing. He didn't want to be in the main event. He didn't want to be the guy going for the title. He knew what should have been happening, and it wasn't happening. And he didn't want to go in there with Tripp again, doing the same old shit at WrestleMania. He's like, fuck this. And I don't blame him, because I would have been like, fuck this too. Why isn't he doing something different? Or, he doesn't have to be champion. He doesn't have to be this or that. He doesn't have to be in the main event. Should he be? Yeah, but he just wants to do something interesting and not do the same old fucking shit. And I don't blame him at all, because that's what he's been doing for, a couple years after that, long title run and all this and that. So, do I blame him? No. Will he regret it? No. Will we see him again? Let's fucking hope so. But overall, that's my opinion on that whole situation.
I think, like J-Man said, CM Punk he's a voice of the voiceless is what it comes down to. And with him being, with him not being used properly, him being in the stupid matches, the same shit over and over, he wants to do something different. He wants to do something unique, like the Nexus. He wants to do something that will turn people's head and get people's attention. He doesn't want to see the whole same shit, stale shit, Triple H, Batista in the main event. Okay, what year are we in again? He wants to see these up and newcomers, people he knows that can actually fucking wrestle, ones that actually can carry the weight in the match. Do I think he'll regret it? Like J-Man said, no. But I do hope he comes back, and we'll see what comes out of it. There may be more stipulations and contracts now, because he kind of just walked away and.
Yeah, I think there was more stuff where he was suing WWE for
because they used his character,
right? And he's not getting royalties and stuff. And that's a bad situation. That doesn't look good. That's for sure.
And that's why I have a feeling we won't see him come back in WWE, because that's this. I hate to compare it to the whole Owen Hart thing. How long did it take before we could actually say that name in WWE or see his face or hear anything about that? And that was, 10 years ago? 12?
Longer than that, yeah.
So, it's going to be a sticky situation. It's going to take some time. I'm surprised they gave AJ, his wife, the title. I hope they won't, punish her for marrying him and all that shit. I just hope they all keep their heads straight, but I don't see Punk coming back.
Yeah, and if he does, it won't be for a while. It's unfortunate. That's the biggest thing is in, really the late prime of his career and what he was doing. I mean, it's just it goes without saying how important he is just in wrestling and how important his character is and just him as a personality. It's unfortunate because we'll be looking back upon this time of, what could have been with all these guys coming up and the Ambrose and the Rollins and, having Bryan come back soon and, all these kind of guys that could have been working and maybe guys that'll be coming in soon. You got the Steens that just signed and Kentas and Generico maybe coming up. So, I mean, I think once he starts to see some of these guys maybe come up, he'll get that itch and he'll get the itch no matter what. I think, in my eyes, there's no way he does not wrestle in professional wrestling again. He calls it a retirement, but there's no way. He can't end on that note. Just like The Undertaker can't end on that note, in my opinion. So, I don't know. We'll see what comes about, but I mean, it sucks. That's the number one thing that, we could say about that whole situation. It sucks, but totally agree with where he's coming from. Next up, Do you see an ROH title run in AJ Styles' future? Talk about one to another, going from Punk to AJ here. Could get a little combination there. It's a good question. I think AJ's a guy that sees all these young guys and maybe wants to get in the ring with them, but realizes he doesn't need a title. He doesn't need to do any of this shit. I mean, in my opinion, AJ is by and far with Punk leaving and the Bryan injury. I just don't think there's anything close to AJ Styles right now, and usually there's nothing close to AJ Styles ever. But what the work he's been putting on Japan, just blowing people's minds, and doing great stuff in Ring of Honor as well, and just looks like a fucking god now. Like when he comes into Ring of Honor, he just looks like unfucking touchable. So do I see an RH title run? I mean, if I had the choice, hell yeah, I would give him the RH title. But he sees guys like Elgin and the Coles and those kind of guys, and he's like, give them the title. They could get a rub off that. AJ doesn't need it. I mean, and if they give it to AJ, will more people put their eyes on Ring of Honor? I mean, yeah, but it won't be substantial. It's just because it's the product and the way they view the product. They put a title on a guy. It's not, in a bigger company, it could mean something more substantial or whatever. But if they put the title on AJ Styles, it's just putting the title on the best wrestler in the world right now. So, do I have a problem with it? Hell no. Could I see it? Yeah. Do I think it'll happen? Maybe. I would probably put it at like a 50-50. I really, like I said, I just think he could give, be like, hey, give it to a young guy. Like, I don't need it. I'll just carry that WGP championship and be the only second American to have that. So, but I don't know. I could see it.
If they do, it's not gonna be for a while. I see them continue on with the stuff they have going on with
Elgin
and Cole and
yeah, Cedric Alexander's coming up. Those kind of guys.
With any company, you have all these youngsters coming up, and I just see AJ just continue on doing what he's doing with Japan and all that, and hopefully he has a good match with Adam Cole. We'll see.
Right. Last question for Sir Bonzo. What do you guys enjoy aside wrestling? Movies, games, comics, everything you just named. Huge movie, huge games, huge comics. I mean, anything there. I golf. I played golf all throughout high school. Biggest thing I love to do is just chill with my fiance, chill with my family. I mean, I don't go out of my way to do I have to do this, have to do that. I'm like, sit on a recliner, watch football. Sit on a recliner, watch a movie. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, something chill. That's all I really care. I mean, going out to dinner with my fiance is a highlight of my week. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm cool with that. I don't need to have to do a bunch of shit. But, I don't know. Love going to see movies, TV shows, whatever. I mean, anything like you already named. Yeah, that's cool.
I work 3 jobs, so...
I work too, yeah, I do.
I work 3 jobs, so it's kind of just like when you have free time. I play softball, played football through high school, so I tore my ACL, pitched.
You like to go to the mall and look at hats?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time with my brother, Jim, and I don't know, just cause mischief.
That's about it. Go to concerts. We're going to one very soon. Day to Remember is coming to shape it.
You gotta quit the pen.
I'm excited about that. Go to a lot of music. That's a huge thing. I listen to shit ton of music. Music is my second love outside of wrestling. So yeah.
I sit and study random fucking stats so I can fucking.
Right. All right. So that is it for Sheer Bonzo.
Thanks, guy.
Woo! God damn it. All right, Quaddy's up next.
Where do I want to go? I think we do have one that's cut off right here.
Do we?
Yeah, because
you think that all right, we'll try and look for that.
Because it's not on the bottom.
Yeah, it's not the bottom. Is it on the bottom of this one?
No. I'm gonna go actually with one of our former.
I think it is that. I think it goes that. Finally, we've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. And do you think WWE will use them anyway again? No,
I'm thinking that's about Brian.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I don't fucking. We'll find it.
If we don't, we're sorry.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna actually go with Kristen's.
Crazy lady.
Crazy lady.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Kitty. Okay, I already know what you think about the streak. Trust me, I know. But what other scenarios would have you set up for the streak to be broken? Who, how, when, etc. I don't know. I don't think the way it happened. There's gonna be, no matter what I say, I'm gonna be wrong. What I think it should have done is they should have had a young guy do it. They shouldn't have had Lesnar do it because Lesnar's already been pushed to the moon multiple times. Should have had Punk do it? I'd have been okay with it. But the way it happened and the way everybody was like we said with the last guy, there's so much what the fuck just happened type stuff. We really hasn't. It took me about 2 weeks before it actually hit me, and I was like, this is what happened. We may never see Taker again. It just kind of just take the feather out of his hat type stuff. Like, that was what Taker was known for, the streak. And since Lesnar did it, it's just like, what are we going to use Taker for anymore? Are we going to use him anymore? So there's more questions than we had before he lost it. Now we just have way too many, and since we haven't seen him or heard about him, who knows?
Yeah, obviously, didn't go down the way we wanted to see it. Shouldn't have been an established guy. Take all that, take the most heat you could possibly fucking take out of beating the Undertaker streak and just go off for a couple weeks and then come back and then I'm going to win the title and then I'm going to get tired of this. Maybe I'll go back to UFC. Like, come on. Like, fucking really? I don't give a shit if Taker likes Brock Lesnar or not. That's just not how it should have went down. Should have been a younger guy. Should have been maybe young to getting established kind of guy or whatever. I think if Punk would have stuck around, Punk would have been the guy that I would have chose to it. But right now, I think character, the position he is in the business, what his future looks like, the number one person for me to take that streak down is Bray Wyatt. His character works with it, about how he's just all about reestablishing things and becoming anew and, killing things off and, wanting to get rid, like, it just works so perfectly with it. And I just think if he'd have been around a long time ago with Taker, those feuds would have been amazing because we would have seen him just like you saw with Mick Foley and Mankind or whatever the fuck you want to say with Taker. He's the number one guy in my opinion, character-wise, to be taking that streak down and use that to just fucking catapult his career even more. And a guy who definitely deserves it. But yeah, just shouldn't have went down that way. And if it is the last thing that we see the Undertaker, that's really, really fucking unfortunate because he just deserves such a better send off. I think the entrance was cool, showing all the cast and stuff, but you just have to have something at the end of it when he loses that just signifies like, okay, this is it. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, somebody doesn't die and then you don't have a funeral. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to die and then have something after significant. You can't just die and okay, just piss on him and let's watch him be concussed and walk up the fucking ramp. Got to have something cool, and Undertaker deserves something cool. And with all the amazing entrances and the spectacle that Undertaker's character is, he deserves so much better. So hopefully that won't be the last of what we see with him.
How was your WrestleMania experience? I know mine was great. What it says?
Do we have two copies of the same paper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hope these are everybody's questions.
That's what I asked you.
I think they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you have another one outside of that. Oh, these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
As he counts them, my WrestleMania experience was great. I've never been to WrestleMania before. Never been to New Orleans before.
Keep talking. Hold on.
The trip itself was pure fun, pure chaos. We got to go with the Truth, and then it was J-Man, BJ, and Kristen, and myself. Just very interesting. So a lot of different.
What are we talking about?
Mania.
Oh, okay, continue.
But overall, it was fucking crazy. All the people there from everywhere around the world. Seeing Daniel Bryan win the main event, just fucking pure boner.
Yeah.
But your turn.
So what are we talking about? Just
Mania experience.
Mania experience. Yeah, that was my third one. Went to 22, 25, and then 30. A lot of fun. New Orleans is a really fun city. It's just really cool. Everybody there with the same thing, all the same, excitement and everything about that. And it was just a great atmosphere and a great fucking show. Probably in the top 5 WrestleManias of all time, maybe. I mean, literally, it was a really fucking good show. So, had a lot of fun, as you can expect. Any wrestling fan deserves to definitely go to WrestleMania. If you do anything in your life, if you're a wrestling fan, you're able to do it. Definitely do it. So that was a lot of fun.
I think you need to answer this next one.
I need to answer the next one. Okay, let's hear it.
What exactly happened in the gas station bathroom in Arkansas? Arkansas. You guys were laughing so hard. I still don't really understand what happened.
Okay.
Let me background it first.
Set it up.
Okay. It was me, Robert, Truth, J-Man, and Kristen in a car to New Orleans from Missouri. Some apparent reason we stopped in Arkansas.
That's all of them. We're good. Everybody's on here. You guys are all covered.
We stopped in Arkansas. I think it was gas. And then... No, this was way back, wasn't it?
From where?
This was the bathroom. Was that Arkansas on the way back?
Well, so the way there, we stopped in Arkansas because we drove down there.
Hey, no offense to any Arkansans.
Arkansas and Indians. So we stopped there, and Robert, of course, stopped in the hickest ass Grapeville fucking gas station.
And they had a lot of pork rinds.
And we were trying to find some hot lizards. And
got a hot lizard.
we were out there trying to find out lot lizards.
If you don't know what a lot lizard is, look it up.
Google it.
Magical.
So we stopped there. Literally, I thought I was just getting a fucking rape infection in my asshole just being in that fucking bathroom. Worst thing, Arkansas. It's an Arkansas shitty gas station. Just put it in your mind, and it's right there. So that was bad. So way back after we got done watching the Hall of Fame on the WWE Network,
for $9.99.
we stopped and we were like, "Oh, okay, this looks like kind of the same place." The exact same fucking gas station. We stopped again after Robert said, "We'll never stop at this fucking gas station ever fucking again." All hard and shit with his fucking plaid shirt. So we stopped in at this gas station again because I think he had to take a shit. I had to go piss really bad. Whatever. So they're getting gas, getting food or whatever. Me and Quaddy go into this fucking bathroom. This is what happens to this guy. Quaddy goes in to take a shit in this fucking shitty ass stall. The toilet seat is off the fucking toilet. Tried to pull it up, the whole fucking thing falls apart. I'm taking a piss. Meanwhile, I'm laughing so hard because of the fucking toilet thing. Quaddy goes on to take a shit. He's sitting there all quiet, just like, Macy, we're here. And just starts doing random Wyatt shit or whatever. I'm laughing my fucking ass off. While we're laughing our asses off, some random dude comes in the bathroom at the exact same fucking time to take a shit next to Quaddy. Quaddy has no fucking idea this guy is in this fucking bathroom stall. He's still shitting. The other dude's shitting. I'm washing my hands laughing my fucking ass off because he doesn't realize the dude's in there still acting like a dipshit. So he's sitting there, he's like, wow, the dude just totally quiet. Dude's taking a shit. We're here. Just as fucking quiet. I am laughing my fucking ass off because he has no goddamn idea. So
did you even pee? Because you went to the family bathroom.
I went to the family bathroom that had like soap and a perfect fucking toilet and like tons of paper. I was like, fucking awesome. So I went in there. It was, oh my god, just one of those things where you just had to been there. It was fucking genius, but good shit.
Okay. I also know your feelings on Roman Reigns. If you had formed the Shield, would you still have him in it? Would you have him replaced? Who would you replace him with? I would actually kept everything the same. Roman Reigns was a good person for that. You have to have one muscle in every faction. And he fit that perfectly, and working with Ambrose and Rollins pretty much just had that faction set up. What I would have changed is how he still comes to the ring and everybody else had to change. I understand you want to be with the people, do what you do, but fucking get out of that fucking riot gear.
Yeah.
Are you in Ferguson?
Oh, too soon. Keeping the Shield the same, that's the question?
And her last one is thanks for answering. I'll see you guys in achievements.
Okay, so what was keep the Shield?
I also know your feelings on Roman Reigns. If you had formed the Shield, would you still have him in it? Would you have him replaced? Who'd you replace him with?
Chris Hero. I mean, I'm cool with that. I would replace him with Chris Hero in a heartbeat.
I'm thinking of who's on current roster.
Oh, current roster? I mean, you could have just, I'm trying to think. Hold on. Fucking, I don't know. Like, yeah, I would have did something different. I probably would have because of, where Roman Reigns is now, reaping all the benefits of, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. That's what he's doing. Like, and, that's what we see in all these fucking circumstances. The guy that, in our eyes, shouldn't be in the position that he is because of why he's getting over. It's not the reason why he needs to be getting over, and that's our problem. So, yeah, would I redid it? Yeah. Do I know who? Fuck no. But, I mean, it was cool with Rollins and Ambrose. They definitely fit that thing. So, yeah, for that. There's one more question on here that we didn't get on our thing. Well, you could keep going. Is she done? Okay, well, I'm going to get this guy's out of the way. So we have Pagan Productions 1000. There's news that Bryan might return in November regardless. Regardless if that's true or not, do you think the WWE will use him the same way again? I'm hoping they don't become scared of pushing him because of injuries similar to Dolph. Absolutely, they're going to push him the exact same. If they didn't see the success that Daniel Bryan had before his injury, it'll be the exact same crowd reactions. The yes chants will be out of the world. Everything's going to be the same when he comes back, if not even more, because they've wanted him back. And they've wanted to see him in there. And the way that they're, executing this stuff with Brie Bella and, shitting on Bryan and stuff, that just shows signs that they're going to end up doing the exact same thing with him whenever he comes back. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to run into a case with, they were scared with Dolph and all that kind of stuff. I think that's a case where they didn't believe in Dolph like they should have. and the injuries that he was, getting prone to whenever I was at the time. That was a lot different situation because he, is not as over as a Daniel Bryan is, and there was few people in wrestling history that are. So yeah, there won't be any different at all when it comes back. It's going to be right on the track as what it was last time.
Okay, I guess I'll go again.
Yeah, you can go back. That was only one question for him. Thank you.
I'll start up here.
That's fine.
I'll
Yeah,
just
so that's
randomly pick
everybody
one.
else.
Okay, we'll go with this one. Back a couple years ago, why did you guys change from the Instant Wrestling Report to Pro Wrestling Pulse? Change pace. Change it up.
Yeah, we kind of started the Instant Wrestling Report on a whim. We just wanted to start doing wrestling videos, and we couldn't think of anything original. I mean, we think this is original. I don't know, whatever. It just sounds better now, in our opinion.
Suck a penis if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. It just didn't work right. We were frauds of what we said we were because we weren't instant. We weren't the CNN of news and shit. But it worked. We tried. I mean, it worked for what we are now and how we established ourselves and changed ourselves and evolved. So I think that was pretty cool. Yeah, this is what I've always wished and imagined for whenever we started. So just to legitimize ourselves more. It was as a change of pace and keep you guys on your toes. I don't know. We weren't fond of the name. We weren't fond of the concept. So this is a lot more freeing of a concept instead of being stuck in the same little mold. So we went off of being little high school journalists and just being some dudes that talk about wrestling. That's pretty much all we needed to do. So just legitimize yourself, change it up, change the name, all that kind of shit. It's a good baseball. Is there another question?
That was it.
That was it? Okay.
Oh, that was from David something.
Where are you at? Where are we at? That was... Oh, thank you, David Setsky, for that question. Okay, so you have that page, don't you? Is that a hockey player on there? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have a question from a number 7699619. Great name. Favorite match of the year so far. We were actually talking about this one before. Pretty fucking tough. There's not really one. Pretty fucking tough. It's not really one standout to me. One that comes to mind that I thoroughly enjoyed was Adam Cole versus Michael Elgin at Best in the World for the Ring of Honor World Title. That was a really quality match. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Daniel Bryan and Tripp from WrestleMania was good. All of the Shield and Wyatt matches from the beginning of the year were good. A couple of NXT matches are good. I know Quaddy's going to talk about some of those. Nothing really to talk about from TNA.
Not yet.
Yeah, so, and I haven't seen full PWG matches yet. I want to because they look really fucking good, especially this last patch battle of Los Angeles because I had AJ on it too, so I'm definitely going to be getting those. But from the ones I've seen, Cole and Elgin was pretty quality. Bryan and Tripp was fun. The triple threat was good. I think Bryan and Tripp was better.
I'm gonna go with Cesaro, Sami Zayn. That's probably one of my favorites.
Another one was what was it? Paige and Emma from that same show was really good.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte and Natalya was actually a really good match from the last NXT Live special. It's pretty quality.
Hey, you know who Charlotte is? I
think that's Ric Flair's daughter.
Yeah.
Ooh. That'd be Robert's little input for this video.
Mr. Flannel.
Correct. Perfect transition here, by the way, from this numbered person. Thoughts on NXT? My thoughts are not too quality of stuff from a week-to-week basis, but the NXT live specials have been tremendous, and I've thoroughly enjoyed those. They've put over the people that they needed to put over. Some of them could not really need to do. But the NXT live specials have been pretty good stuff. Like what they're doing with the women's division and Charlotte and throwing Natalya in there and having Paige go off and Emma go off and go steal some iPod cases and too soon. But yeah, I mean, it's been pretty quality stuff. I think they could do a little bit more with Sami Zayn. I think he should just be on the main roster. Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I just think they could execute a little bit better on the regular week-to-week basis shows because I think those are kind of lacking. But the live specials I've thoroughly enjoyed, especially the first one, like you said, with Zayn and Cesaro. They had that ladder match with Bo Dallas and Adrian Neville. I'm not a big Adrian.
Holy.
I like Pac, but I just don't.
I can't get behind Bo Dallas.
I can't really get behind him as being. He'll always just be Pac, dude. That just flies and shit. Like I don't know, but his quality in ring has been pretty solid stuff. Like they're doing, seeing Tyson Kidd get more work and Justin Gabriel and those kind of guys. So it's pretty fun.
It's like watching a AAA baseball team.
Yeah.
It's just guys that probably about 75% of them will make it up. Some of them will bounce back and forth. And
See a couple old guys too.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to watch because you never know what the hell they're going to do.
Right. Wrestler of the year so far, the phenomenal AJ Styles, hands down.
Bo Dallas, or not Bo.
Bo Dallas, you just I can't get behind Bo Dallas.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, good choice.
Hands down.
Hands. I'm gonna say the hands choice. Good choice.
Hands in my pants.
Next question: do you think Magnus should have been booked like Lashley is being booked right now as a dominant heel champion? No, because I don't think Magnus should have been champion.
I don't think Magnus has a job.
Do you think Bound for Glory in Japan is a good idea? Already talked about that. 6, with Elgin as Ring of Honor champion, who do you see him dropping the belt to? Ugh, tough question. I don't think Cole's going to get it back. Ring of Honor usually doesn't go back and do double champions a lot, unless your name's Austin Aries. I don't know. I mean, he's a face, so I mean, the heel kind of field that you have in Ring of Honor isn't really too thriving. If they break off like a Red Dragon, like they see what they do with Kyle O'Reilly and PWG, he's the PWG champion now. You got Roderick Strong there, Cedric Alexander. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough choice. Who would I want to see? Adam Cole. Actually, I want to see Adam Cole just go to WWE, but I don't know. I could see a feud with Elgin and AJ or something, and maybe turn Elgin heel in the middle of it, maybe, and then AJ gets it. I fucking have no idea.
You're missing someone completely.
Who am I missing?
Hero.
Hero hasn't been in Ring of Honor lately.
Yeah, but he's coming back.
Is he?
I don't know.
You heard it through the grapevine?
I don't know. Hero.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, Chris
Fucking
Hero.
Hero.
Whatever. So that's the end of those questions from 7, 6, whatever.
This one's from Geo Knows. I always feel like I'm in a time warp when I watch your video, guys, and it's great. Say hi to your daddy from Geo. Thanks, guy.
Geo from the B-Daddy one of B-Daddy
Yeah,
J's
BJ
friends.
Field.
Definitely right when you say Time Machine. A lot better looking, a lot younger, a lot trimmer.
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? If you actually look at a time machine,
It's like popcorn. I think B-Daddy J's cooking them.
No, that man. If you actually look at from this guy and what BJJ is, you're BJJ's son and I'm Brian's son.
Yeah. We haven't ever talked about that before.
I know, we're not going to get there. Okay, this is from, I'm just going to go with the next one.
Whatever.
That was the
That's
question.
fine. What are my questions?
Madman JL, do you think WWE seems to be confirming itself to be racist? The drop of the new nation, releasing Del Rio and not letting Ray leave to AAA. The whole Del Rio thing, I think he kind of brought it upon himself. Just when you don't handle yourself properly in the back, where there's so much technology, so much fucking videos, everyone's being watched, everyone's on camera, and you do something stupid like that, not the sharpest tool in the shed. With the whole Ray thing is, I really don't. I heard his contract's up. I heard his contract's not up. WWE's kind of one of those things. Once you're on my playground, you can't go anywhere else. Type stuff. So that's why I don't see him going to AAA, and because there's so much insurance risk, and if he hurts himself out down there, it'd be on WWE. Do I think they're racist? No, because if you look at it, Great Khali still has a job.
Yeah.
You have
Just signed Kenta.
you just signed Kenta.
Prince
You
Devitt.
have guys from literally all across the world that have been or are currently on the roster. So racist? No, I think there's just certain situations that come up where you just have to release them before shit hits the fan worse. So.
Yeah, I totally agree with Quaddy. It's not a racism thing. It's just a being a dumbass thing. I just think that or a circumstance of, you keep getting suspended, you keep getting injured, you're kind of older, you keep, this, Rey Mysterio's case. Yeah, we're fucking done with this shit. Love you, Ray. Deuces. Kind of thing. But Del Rio just brought it upon himself. You can't do what supposedly he said he did and still have a job with a company like WWE. It's just not the case. So no, it's not racism. They just signed Kenta. They just signed Prince Devitt. They have, tons of international people on this roster. The whole New Nation thing didn't survive because you have Big E as the head of a faction. That's why it's not surviving. You're trying to turn a lovable Kofi Kingston into a heel, which I would actually love to see if they do it right. But
isn't Big E from...
Big E's from America. So yeah, not racism. I guess the whole black thing would be racist. That would be racist. But no, I don't think, not at all. I don't think it's a racist thing. I just don't think things work out like that New Nation thing. True. And then I just think that you do stupid shit, you're going to get fired. This is the case, what the case may be. But no, I don't think that at all. We have Yoshima Bob, whatever the fuck. He comments a lot on our videos. Do you think there should ever be a tag team elimination chamber match? Absolutely. I thought there should have been one at this past elimination chamber with the Shield and the Wyatts. They could have did 3 and 3, put 3 in, or put 2 on both teams in the thing and start with one of them. I think that would be fucking awesome. I think it would really, really good, especially when you have 2 3-man factions like that work out. So yeah, I definitely think it'd work. And you could still do, you could almost do a 4-way elimination thing for the titles and put 4 members or individual members in the pods and then start with 4 people. Make it a 4-way the whole time. Fucking that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I think they should do that.
I think it'll be interesting to see. I think they need to kind of change the chamber up a little bit. They've done the hardcore
not
one.
Make just one pay-per-view with it. You have to have it.
Yeah. Don't get us into that.
Yeah.
I think if they change up, they've done the hardcore one. They've done one for not for the title, not for the title. One for blah 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 blah.
Contenders. Yeah.
They just need, I guess, put a new title in there. Put the IC title in there. Bring Cruiserweight back. Do something interesting in that thing, because there's so much you could do with like a Kofi or like a fucking Sin Cara or anybody. God, what a fucking. God damn.
That was really out of the blue.
No, like guys that can fly, I guess.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Just the biggest thing is don't make gimmick pay-per-views. That'd be the biggest thing, because then they look special whenever you do them. 2, what's your thoughts on Sam Bradford's injury, and what's your prediction for the Rams season? We are huge football fans. Just did our fantasy draft the other day. I'm going to be, this is in the future, so the first week will be over by then. But don't give a fuck about the Rams. Quaddy's definitely a bigger Rams fan than I have ever been or will ever be. By probably still not even giving a shit. But I fucking fuck the Rams. Cardinals and Blues all the way for that. But I've always been a Falcons fan, so go Falcons. But yeah, Sam Bradford. How about don't draft a guy that had injuries coming out of college and just whatever, fucking idiots, and how he's looked over the past couple years. Really bueno. Prediction, how about being in one of the hardest fucking divisions, if not the hardest division in all the NFL, in the NFL or in the NFC West? Good luck with that. So yeah, no playoffs for the Rammies this year. Sorry, Brian and B Daddy J.
I see them win the wild card. I don't see the Cardinals doing it. I see the 49ers falling apart because of their defense. You saw what the Seahawks did the first week. I see the Rams defense carrying it. And then I see Sean Hill being the Kurt Warner of this century.
Next question. Oh, fucking good lord.
Get the fuck out of here. Should we answer this, guys? Or...
What do you mean?
How am I the fuck?
Oh, here, yeah. This question's random as fuck. This is from Races Fan Rocks 4. If you were in a RIMF, trying to go for ring, against Scotty Vortex and Undy Tinker, who would be your tag partner? Austin Aries or Matt Seidel? May have been on drugs when they asked this question.
Austin Aries.
Austin Aries. Why not? Greatest man that ever lived. Fucking random. Next one from
If you were in a pudding wrestling match and you had to have Awesome Kong or...
From Sterling Jackson. Hey guys, 2 questions. One, just lost it. How do you see Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose cashing in the contract? I don't think they're going to flip-flop. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Ambrose right now. It just makes no sense. How do I see them cashing it? I have no fucking idea, honestly. I've thought about what they're going to be doing, with Brock's reign as champion. I don't know if maybe down the road they have Cena win it, sneak a win on Lesnar and then have somebody cash in after Cena wins it. They have, Lesnar and Cena have a really growing match and really take it out of Lesnar, and then they cash it in on Lesnar. If it remains with Rollins, he's not cashing in on a heel. If it remains with Ambrose, he's not cashing in on a face unless they're turning Ambrose heel. I mean, that's pretty much the way you can look at it. If a face is champion, then it has more likelihood for Rollins to cash in. If a face isn't champion and a heel's champion, Rollins isn't cashing in. We're not going to have heel, cash in on that. I don't think that's ever happened. So, yeah, I honestly have no idea, but I hope it happens fucking, I hope Seth Rollins gets the title before Roman Reigns gets the title. That's for goddamn sure.
We may have some broken remotes if that happens.
Fuck yeah.
I see it happening at Hell in Cell.
Hell in Cell, that's a good idea.
I see Lesnar and Cena finishing their feud in Hell in Cell. let's name our pay-per-views, smart guys. Just seeing them fucking have like a brutal ass match, blood everywhere, and it's Rollins just walking down and go, hey, I'm cashing in.
I don't know.
And then ejaculation everywhere.
Let's just hope they don't fuck him over like they did with Sandow, even though Sandow at the position
Who?
didn't. Yeah, exactly. Ms. Dow now. Genius. Talk about a guy that will do anything and keep his job. Could you ever imagine a CM Punk doing that kind of bullshit? Nope. I wonder why he's not there anymore. But anyway, yeah, I hope they don't fuck him over and not have
This
him
next
win.
question is probably the best one ever.
All right, number 2. How is a normal pay-per-view? First off, normal doesn't fit in any of this situation. How's a normal pay-per-view at Big Daddy J's house like? I think you worded that right. Keep up the good work and welcome back. Thank you very much and thanks for your question. Very interesting, that's for sure. When you get the whole group here, it's just fun. Like you can imagine how our show was fucking fun. Imagine us sitting in front of a live pay-per-view, not knowing what's going to happen and seeing what happens.
We should really do a review just
right after, like right while we're talking about it. Right after the match happens, just pause it and talk about it. There's usually just there's a lot of sweat. There's a lot of semen. There's juices and just pheromones and a lot of food. There's some tacos thrown in there. I don't know. It's fun. We have a lot of fun whenever we watch it, like any wrestling fan watching a pay-per-view. We have a lot of people over and we have a good time.
Usually a full house.
Food's good always. So.
BJ's food cooking's always good. You just never know what the hell's gonna happen. It's like a pay-per-view down here. Like we don't know what mood someone's gonna be in. If they're gonna be slap happy, or if they're gonna be all pissy post. Usually after we do shows, I nap before going to work. I don't know. You just let it. It's always interesting.
Right. And we literally, right behind this camera is where everything's set up for, because we changed the studio all up, got a lot more space. Right after we're done watching, we turn around and sit right down here and start a fucking show.
And we
So
get watch.
That's how we do it. So it's a lot of fun, and putting in short. Thank you, Sterling Jackson. For
Okay, we got Mark Barnes. 5 things I'd like to ask you guys. Thoughts on the Shield breakup? Already into that. Thoughts on CM Punk leaving? Already did that. Do you think Undertaker will have another match in his career? Kind of already talked about that.
You say nay, right?
I don't know. With the whole Sting situation going on and how he wants to have one match at WrestleMania and how he wants to be Taker, I see it. But the way it ended, I say nay.
I say there's no way, the way Undertaker's career has been, the way how he's the most vital character in wrestling history almost, and definitely WWE's history of just how he's the cornerstone of it. There's no way you could end that on a concussion-shortened match where they, were going to go with this guy, but I don't think it would have been executed the right way. You don't end it like his career. Perfect go, sail off into the sunset, do the match. San Francisco the next year, Undertaker and Sting, dream match everybody's wanting to see. Yeah, they're older. Yeah, they won't pull it off like they could, but it's still a match that I think needs to happen. Match is what it is. Have the send-off, and they both ride off in the sunset. You can put Sting in the Hall of Fame that year, and then put Taker in the Hall of Fame the next year. It's going to be in Texas probably, so that fit perfectly. And I think that's the way you could end it. If you're going to end it the way that you did, then that's the way that I think you could end it.
Will we see the whole Pulse crew back soon?
That's an interesting question. Did not see that. If you're referring to everybody that has been on the Pro Wrestling Pulse, possibly.
Lastly, I would like to get your opinion on wrestling's current storyline product. I really hope you read this one, and hopefully I'll be early in the video so you guys can
What the fuck is
my
it?
question out of the way. My question out of the way.
Lastly, I would like to get your opinions on wrestling current storyline product.
So glad to see you guys back. I have a playlist of every review and preview you guys have done. So yeah, bye. P.S. Favorite review channel right now and best.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I like your picture, too.
Thank you for sucking our dick. And current wrestling storyline product is getting better. That's kind of why we went on a 9-month hiatus. Shit wasn't interesting. You had some good stuff in one company and then complete garbage in the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been what it's been. There hasn't really been too any, and I guess, Taker losing, that's not really a storyline. I mean, it's just something that just happened, but Storyline wise, I mean, creative and the writing and all that kind of stuff, at least WWE wise, has just been bleh. Like, God, just fucking rejuvenated with fucking something, please, because it just feels like the same shit. There's no real like standout things. So I don't know. It's just kind of been what it's been. You know, it hasn't really changed too much. The quality of things are starting to increase, and that kind of stuff is starting to get better. But like storylines and angles and stuff, yeah, it's same shit, different day. Is that it for him? Thank you. Who was that?
Mark Burns.
Thank you, Mark Burns, for your question. Next up, we'll get this one out of the way, is from DWID920. What is your take on Jeff Jarrett's new promotion, GFW, which is Global Force Wrestling? I'm curious. I can't really have an opinion off the bat. I know they've made a lot of commitments to different promotions. They've made a lot of kind of conjoined things and deals with people and this and that. And supposedly they have fucking literally wrestling from every goddamn country you could possibly fucking think of. And they made deals with everybody. The biggest thing, how about you get a TV fucking deal and let us see all these Billy Gillian fucking, people from all these fucking countries and shit actually get in the ring and compete and see what this, promotion is going to be. Still, in my eyes, I think when all this stuff gets together and all of it, gets formulated, I think Jeff Jarrett's going to go to his group of friends, and I honestly think that AJ Styles could be the face of that promotion if they still have, the thing that they're going to do and just basically, recreate the beginning of TNA. And you got a bunch of people that are still out of TNA that can come in there, and you got tons of talent around the entire world that you could really, dip your hands into and kind of do some shit with. So I think it'd be interesting if they get AJ involved. I've always in my head thought that was probably going to be, the big thing that's like, this is the face, like, you're fucking idiots, you guys didn't make deals, you guys didn't figure shit out, you didn't work anything around them with TNA, we're going to show you why you fucked up, kind of thing. He already is doing that. But I'm curious, and I'm excited to see what comes out of it, because, any more big wrestling promotions you throw out there with people that we could be seeing, we're all for it. So get a TV deal, put your shit on television, and then let's see what you got.
The film?
You want to answer that?
Oh. Forgot about that. I'm surprised Jared... I know Jared wanted his own company, wanted to do his own shit with the whole Dixie Carter bullshit. Like J-Man said, we gotta have it on TV or put it on YouTube, or give us something. You could have all this great shit on paper, but once it gets in front of a camera and it completely falls on its face, we really can't back it. So, guess I'll go with Mark Cretin. What would be the biggest concept change that you would make creatively to allow Raw to be more fundamental, to be more, what the?
Probably formidable.
Formidable. God.
It's really small writing on this page.
More watchable for the 3 hours each. You gotta get 3 hours out of here. Go back to 2 and just fucking jam pack it as much as you can. There's a lot of fucking backstage shit, a lot of fucking dry shit, a lot of times where people are sitting in their hands, don't know what the fuck to do. Make 3 hours for special events, like when they used to do the lottery draft and all this, and like when you had big guests come in and all that. That's fucking 3 hours every week. It's like, I literally think about maybe an hour into it, and I'm saying I'll read the rest. Yeah, the biggest thing creatively isn't creativity anything. It's just fucking go 2 hours. We were all aboard on a 3 hour idea. You get more wrestling, yeah, but what you're getting is a lot of filler, a lot of shit we don't need to see, a lot of guys we don't need to see. Cram the talent you got in there on 2 hours, get rid of the filler, get rid of the bullshit, and like Quaddy said, make special events 3 hours. You got one coming up this Monday or whatever, which it might be after this comes up. Whoever knows when this comes up. Hopefully we get up this weekend. But they have the season premiere, and they're competing with 2 Monday Night Football games, so they're throwing a lot of shit at you. You got Jericho and White in a cage match. You got Randy and Reigns again. You got God damn it, you got something with Jerry Springer or some bullshit with the Bellas, this fucking retarded shit. I think you got something with Cena too or whatever. But they're cramming a lot in there because you're going back up against Monday night every single night with football season coming back. So just make the special ones 3 hours and everything else too. Because, last time I checked, back in the Attitude Era, Raws were deuce hours. So stick with that. What are your thoughts on WWE's treatment of Damian Sandow? Who the hell has he pissed off to be jobbing for this long? You kind of already touched that. I think he just needs to get the fuck out. I don't think WWE's going to change its way with him. It's been a while since I've seen a jobber win a title. Could I see him going somewhere else? Yes. Would be worthwhile, yes. He just needs to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, you can't reestablish him now. You're treating him like he's the Miz's stunt guy now. Really? Like, talented guy. He's great on the mic. His character was cool, and then they just decided to fuck him over. And now I'm just tired of seeing him. So I mean, it's and I'd be like, oh, it's so fun. Look at least they're doing that. Like, no, they're fucking him over royally, and they're treating him like a dipshit, and he's glad to do it because he's got a job. So I mean, it's sad because you see a really talented guy like that doing some shit like that, and it's just like, what the fuck.
Question 3: Rusev, Adam Rose, or Bo Dallas? And Bo Dallas. Is that the best the future WWE has to offer, or should likes of Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn have been pushed to before these three? Yes.
Absolutely. That's a funny question because he obviously worded it like, yeah, this is not going to be the way it fucking is.
Those two should have been up a long time ago. Bo Dallas, I can't get behind. Rusev is just really boring, and Rose is just a big frat guy.
Right.
You guys, your next question is about Kevin Steen. You have Kenta down there. You have Sami Zayn. You have guys that really don't need that much developmental work. You had like a hero down there. I guess he fucking peed in somebody's cereal. You have this somebody that doesn't need a whole lot of time down there just to fucking get back up. You fucking have Tyson Kidd down there who can fucking rustle circles around Rusev. Rusev is just the Umaga of the current era is what it comes down to.
Umaga could blow Rusev out of the water too. Yeah, this obviously not anymore. You pretty much put it in the question. Absolutely not. Yeah, with guys like Steen coming in, Kenta, Prince Devitt, you got Sami Zayn down there. It really sucks that Sami Callihan just got hurt. I think it's Solomon Crow was his name or whatever, which we haven't seen him on NXT. I don't think yet. The Ascension. I don't know how the fuck they're not up in the tag division right now. It blows my mind. Yeah, there's tons of talent.
You have
Adrian Neville, obviously, you throw him up there.
Who just got hurt? Ryback. Ryback just got hurt, so maybe the...
Watch out, everybody fucking brace for that shit.
Okay. Final last question. Kevin Steen, what do you think of the signing of a developmental deal with WWE, and will he fit their PG product? Also, leading on from this, how would you hope his character is booked creatively? Great to see you guys back. Hope you guys can give us some feedback to some of these questions. Kevin Steen being signed as WWE is probably the best thing for him in the long run. Some people think he's a big fatso. I think he's probably one of the most athletic guys you'll see in a long time. Like we said in the top of the video, if you haven't seen him, go look him up. Just this pure promo cutting from the whole El Generico Steen feud by itself can top any promo cutting in WWE, except for maybe a handful of guys. Will he fit PG era? He'll have to work on it. And that's why I don't think the Briscoes have been signed yet, just because of that. What character do I want him to be is the one he is right now, himself. Come in as a fucking asshole heel, fucking just run over people, and just see what can happen. Do I see him being in WWE for a long time? I see him being one of the faces of the company in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're huge fans of Kevin Steen. He'll have to change a lot. He'll have to get acclimated to WWE's way of doing things. But yeah, I think he'll be a success. People keep like, oh god, if a hero doesn't work out, how the fuck is Steen gonna work out? Well, I mean, it's just different circumstances. It's still bullshit. Hero didn't work out. That still just it fucking pisses me off. But yeah, he'll change. He'll do things. He knows what he's doing. He does all this shit because he can in Ring of Honor and PWG and stuff. But he realizes like, okay, I'll have to clean my shit up for this, which sucks because if people saw him the way he is in WWE, or doing that in WWE, people would fall in love with him more than what he's gonna be doing. But yeah, just like Quaddy said, be that fucking heel that Kevin Steen plays. Just be that almost. They'll probably end up making him into WWE's version of Bully Ray, basically. They'll probably just make him just into a giant asshole, and he'll just, do his own kind of thing, but in, like, a PG kind of realm kind of thing. Because, I mean, yeah, would he get over as a face? But comes in, people aren't going to get behind him. You got all the fucking pretty boys and shit up there that look like fucking, models and shit. You bring Kevin Steen as just the fucking anti that, and, all of us are going to fall in love with him. Everybody that fell in love with Daniel Bryan's and the Punks are going to fall in love with him because of where he came from, who he is as a person, how he's not a character, how he is himself, as that character that he plays. So, I mean, yeah, he'll be a success. He's fucking Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen. Why the fuck wouldn't he?
That's it.
That's it for him? All right, cool. Thank you, whoever that was. Thank you, everybody, so far that has a couple questions. Next up, we have We'll do him. We'll do WWE Fan Philly 21. Why are we gone for so long? Is it college? I'm in school, so I understand. Nope, I'm done with school. Got a new job that hopefully will end up working out in the long run. We already went over all that stuff. Going to any upcoming pro wrestling shows? Ring of Honor, CZW, WWE, TNA. I'm in Philly, so I'm planning to go to SmackDown, I guess Royal Rumble and SummerSlam, because SummerSlam next year is in New York. Yeah, we already just got tickets a couple weeks ago to Survivor Series, which is coming back to St. Louis for the first time since 1998, when a little 7-year-old J-Man attended that with Beat Eddie J. Got to see the Rock heel turn. That was fucking awesome. Still remember that. Still remember where we sat at. So we got tickets to that. We got a whole group going to that show, so that'll be a lot of fun, hopefully. Outside of that, nothing too much. Yeah, because I don't think there's any. We all could have almost met. Me and my fiance almost went to the Ring of Honor show that was in Collinsville last. I think it was in July or whatever. But nothing for them coming up anytime soon because they just came here. TNA hasn't been here since me and Quaddy went last September. So if they come around, fuck, I'll probably be all over that shit because products looks pretty good. But pretty much anything coming up right now is just Survivor Series. That's it for that. Okay. Next question. Thoughts so far on WWE 2K15? For me, I just don't want to be screwed over with Universe in my career. Haven't had a chance to play a lot of video games lately. Haven't played WWE games since I think the one that Punk was on the cover of. I can't remember. So it was 13. Yeah, I used to be all over the WWE games, SmackDown vs. Raws and all that kind of stuff. And actually back to when it was just like, Here Comes the Pain and all those kind of fucking things. Just used to be all over that shit, but just don't have the time. Work too much. Yeah, other things are way more important. I literally only play, like, we have like a PS4, I've had it since last year, we have one game for it. I rented one a couple weeks ago, and like literally that's the only 2 things we played. Just don't have enough time. Worst wrestler right now? I don't know. Are we going off just like can't move wise, or just like don't want to see anymore? I mean, Ryback.
He's hurt. He's out for the
still Ryback. The Great Khali. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't want to see Ryback on my television.
Are we talking like bad, like conditioning? Or are we talking about like guys that?
Well, see, yeah, it's the thing. It's not like who's overrated or who's underrated. It's just like worst. The Great Khali. Like can't move. He's a dinosaur. Ryback.
He is. Yeah, I don't know. Probably those two.
No. Where are we at here? Favorite wrestler right now? Oh, God. I mean, Punk's not there, so it can't be Punk. AJ. It's definitely Styles is going to be up there. Adam Cole. Baby. Bray Wyatt. Seth Rollins. Dean Ambrose. Who else are we forgetting? I really don't know. I mean...
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. He's still off that list.
What do you say?
Austin Aries.
Joe,
he's getting used. That's good.
I have to say, hands down, WWE is Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I think right now, if I had to pick a guy that was just like, this is it, yeah, it would probably be Bray Wyatt. Easily. That character just sucks me in every single time. But I obviously love everything that Rollins and Ambrose has been doing lately. That's about it, you know. Like Ring of Honor side, AJ, Adam Cole. Yeah. Let's see. And then the last question was about Punk again. Same kind of thing. We said a lot of that. So thank you, WWE Fan Philly 21 for those questions.
This is from Aaron Loves WWE and TNA. Even though Dolph Ziggler...
Oh, Dolph Ziggler. That's another
even though Dolph Ziggler won the IC title, do you guys think he will be pushed back like 2011, 2012? If he stays healthy, yes. It'd be very smart to have him get pushed. Should he have a manager? Yes, because he's not the best on the mic. But in the long run, I see him getting pushed.
What was this?
Dolph Ziggler being pushed like he was 2011, 2012.
To a championship match? No. Yeah, I could see him run with the IC title, be in the upper mid card, whatever, kind of play around with that. But I don't see him getting back to the title hunt until you get away from the Lesnar's and the Cena's, because nobody, unfortunately, is going to believe a Dolph Ziggler in that kind of atmosphere, and it's unfortunate. You don't have the double titles anymore, so you can't kind of give the young guys the world title to fiddle around with. So, yeah, he'll probably just stick in that little upper mid-card range and have great matches, and I'll be all for it.
Here's another Punk question. You guys do you guys CM Punk will ever return? Or talk about that.
Know that.
How long do you guys think Brock Lesnar will have the WWE title, and who do you guys think he will face? I think he's gonna have a nice little run here, which scares me. Who do I think? I think, like we talked about earlier, I think somebody's gonna jump Lesnar one night, and Rollins is gonna catch in on that.
I think Brock Lesnar will hold the WWE Championship until WrestleMania, and I think that right now the plan is probably Reigns. Let's fucking hope it's not, and let's hope they get back behind Daniel Bryan and have Daniel Bryan conquer Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'd be for that. Yeah, but I think probably till Mania.
You guys watch PWG? I just watched the little promos they have on YouTube.
Absolutely watch PWG. I haven't gotten any DVDs lately, but I definitely want to. This last Battle of Los Angeles looked pretty kick-ass, and it's like 3 nights worth of just... If you guys have not, anybody out there, if we could do a little fucking paid programming, little... What is that word called? A public service announcement? Go check out some PWG shit. I've got it favored on our channel. Like the first night of Battle of Los Angeles, just go watch it. It's such a fun, lively fucking show where they do it in Reseda, California. It's just so fun. It's literally just an independent fucking all-star team. I mean, they got everybody from Ring of Honor and Evolve and Japan and Dragon Gate and fucking all around. It's such a fun product, and they just do wrestling in a fun, modern, way, and it's just really fucking great stuff. So go check some PWG stuff out and get that thing fucking going, because some good shit going there.
Do you guys still watch Ring of Honor? Yes, we do.
Absolutely. We're actually taping this on Saturday the 6th, and unfortunately Quiety's got to go to work, but I am fucking glued to my screen watching the All-Star Extravaganza pay-per-view, which looks fucking amazing. Actually looks like a PWG show. We got fucking Adam Cole and AJ Styles jizz all over my fucking self dream match. You got Briscoe and Elgin for the title. You got Red Dragon and I think the Young Bucks for 2 out of 3 falls for the tag titles. You got the Kaz and Daniels versus Roderick and Jimmy Jacobs in a tag match. You got ACH versus Jay Lethal for the TV title, which their match on TV was fucking awesome. So, I mean, fuck yeah, I'm all over that shit. So, yeah, still watching Ring of Honor, and it's picking up paces a little bit here and there.
Do you guys think Seth Rollins will cash in the Money in the Bank in 2014? Yes.
I do not, actually. Now that I've been thinking about it, I think Lesnar drops it at Mania, and then I think he somehow cashes it in. If they maybe have Reigns win at Mania, then you can have Reigns cash in on Rollins, I think, in 2015. After Mania sometime.
And do you guys think TNA will be around until 2015? Already answered that.
Already talked about that. Alright, so the last question on my page is from Rick Bain, bitch, which is a longtime viewer and subscriber of ours, so thanks for your question and thanks for watching. From your Pulse Topics, I followed your orders and watched videos of Kevin Steen wrestle in Ring of Honor. In short, he is Mr. Wrestling. Told you. The question is, will he have to change his finisher, or will that move be okay in WWE? Because of the issues WWE have with pole drivers. That's pretty funny. Pile drivers. Also, do you have any ideas of the length of the developmental process? Is because is he ready to headline main events? I don't think he's going to be able to do that package pile driver. You haven't seen a pile driver in WWE since, I think, the CM Punk John Cena Raw match where I think Cena did, or Punk did it to Cena, actually. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen it since then, and obviously you see the tombstones, but they're fucking 8 feet off the fucking ground. So yeah, probably be changing that. I hope they let him do super kicks. That'd be cool. They'll probably do some swantons, some moonsaults, and shit like that, but he'll have to change something up here and there. But, he could adapt. And is he ready to headline main events? In our eyes, he is. We'd be all for that, but it'll take some time probably just to get acclimated to WWE style and stuff like that. Same thing. I think he's got to change his finish.
Just change bits and pieces of them. I don't see him changing a whole lot, hopefully.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The package pod driver is fucking devastating looking. It literally just murders people. But thank you, Rick Bain, for your question. And thank you for following our advice. Everybody else should do that as well if you've not seen Mr. Wrestling.
I'm going to do Daniel Gray. If Daniel Bryan was fit, our SummerSlam and remain champion, how would you have him booked against Brock Lesnar and generally until WrestleMania? I don't see Lesnar coming back if Daniel Bryan was fit and okay. I see him just winning at Mania and then just walking off in the sunset.
Actually, I think I saw the original plan was to do Lesnar and Bryan at SummerSlam and then have Bryan get destroyed and supposedly be the come to reality moment for Daniel Bryan. So I'm almost saying thank God Daniel Bryan got hurt, because now they could flip-flop it and do something different and almost have him overcome the monster at WrestleMania or something like that as like a David Goliath thing. But if that would have happened, good God, imagine that review what he did. Just seeing fucking Daniel Bryan get destroyed by a part-time fucking sweat monster. Good God, that'd have been bullshit.
Also, do you see Bray Wyatt getting a fair shot at the main event scene soon? Because I think he's the most promising main event superstar of the future. And do you think he'll get a good run with the champion? I see him hopefully soon getting a nice little run with some kind of title. But his character is so strong right now, he doesn't need a title. So
True, yeah. It's what Quaddy said. You don't see Taker as like an 18-time champion. A character like that doesn't need the title. But would we like to see it? Fuck yeah, we would. He deserves every bit of it. And like we were talking about, he's our guy in WWE right now that we're all clamored and glued to because he's brilliant. So if everybody's not following the buzzards by now, you motherfuckers should be. That's for sure.
are you done with your page?
I'm done. So yeah, I think we're finishing.
I have
Is
Miles.
this the last one?
I have
Oh
two.
no, one more.
That last one's gonna take us a second.
That's fine.
Miles 2630. Do you think WWE really missed on not having the Shield versus Wyatt at Mania? And who do you think should be the guy that defeats Lashley for the World Champion? Mania, Wyatt Shield. I would, like Jamin said, I would rather see that in the Chamber. I think they did the smart thing with the whole
Wyatt Cena.
Wyatt Cena, and why can't I think of who?
Reigns faced the fucking or Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose faced New Age Outlaws and Kane in a 2-minute match.
That's right.
Waste of the Shield at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't have, I don't know. If that feud was as strong as they could have done it, it would have been good. But
Yeah, to me, I would have definitely put that at WrestleMania. I mean, I would like to see it in the Chamber, but if it would give me the option to, hey, do that match at WrestleMania or do it in a Chamber, I'd be like, both. But, definitely see it at Chamber. You can't go from Chamber to then just a regular match at Mania. So, yeah,
And
I mean, they could have been cool.
who do we think will defeat Lashley for the world title?
Hands down, Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode would be good. Bobby Roode probably is, or
As far
Joe.
as who we want, or as far as who we think? Who I think, I definitely think Bobby Roode is
I
gonna
see
be
Bobby
our
Roode.
guy.
I see Joe maybe. I see there's a couple other guys, but I see Bobby Roode or Joe winning it.
I could see that. It'd be cool if Austin Aries beat him too. They had that match that they had on Impact, but it'll be somebody good that we really want to see. I guarantee that.
This one, I think, has something to do with that. It's AOTV Productions. I'd like to see your thoughts on certain matches that happened in the past. Tell me your thoughts on the build, the overall match, and the stories behind them. This one's going to be fun.
Fun. Let's see it.
Backlash 2003, Goldberg vs. The Rock,
Okay, so we want to talk about the build and what we thought about the match.
and the story behind them.
Okay, these are fun questions. I love these shows. These are 03.
These are all his, because I really don't know. A whole
03 is a fun year. I loved 03. I have all those the DVDs that match up with the year and shit. Backlash 03. So you had the build that started at WrestleMania, where you had the promo for Goldberg, and really just the whole section of time there where Rock had a match at No Way Out. They did Hogan Rock 2, and then you had WrestleMania with the amazing match, the send-off for Stone Cold with The Rock and Stone Cold 3 at WrestleMania 19, and then at Backlash you did Goldberg and Rock. So just the huge star-studded matches that Rock had that year, and cannot go without saying how much I fucking love The Rock's character in 2003. That heel prick fucking Hollywood fucking character, brilliant. Quite possibly the best Rock character that we've ever seen. Fucking loved it. I was laughing my ass off everything he did, and I just love how he turned it on everybody when everybody was like, he was coming in and doing this whole like, hey, I'm this movie star, like me kind of thing, and he was like, fuck it, I'll just be just a dickhead heel with an amazing fucking theme song and video too. I fucking love that shit. But yeah, the build was pretty fun. They did the thing after, Mania 19 where Rock came out and said he defeated everybody, and then that's where they brought Goldberg out, and Goldberg did this thing, and he's like, want to know who's next, or blah, 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 and then he speared him or whatever. I still remember that Raw. That was pretty fun. Still remember the line that Rock said. He's like, you may have been a big fish in a fucking, or a big fish in a small sea or whatever in WCW, but the Rock's a whale in a teardrop. That fucking line is genius. So it was good. Match really wasn't anything. That's Goldberg for you. Just smashed him pretty much, and Rock left after that. But it was fun. I liked the build. It was pretty cool. Brought Goldberg in, then he went and beat Tripp for the title back in I think it was September of 03 at Unforgiven. So it was fun. It was pretty cool, and they brought Goldberg in. A lot of people want to see Goldberg, but can't just say enough about how much I love The Rock at that time period. fucking one of my favorite characters of anybody of all time at that time period for The Rock. So that was good stuff.
SummerSlam 2005, Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan.
Ooh, there's another one about a time period for a little bit that was amazing. We got to see Shawn Michaels heel for the last time, which, you know, my boy Shawn getting to see that again. That was awesome. So going in there knowing he's going to go fucking job to Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam. They had him in a tag match, I think, versus like Carlito and maybe Chris Masters or Muhammad Hassan was in there maybe or some shit. And Shawn super kicked him whenever they were celebrating, fucking marked like a motherfucker, because I thought that was awesome, because I thought it was so cheesy putting Shawn and Hogan out there, because they couldn't be more separate big stars, you know, in the realm of professional wrestling history. Build, you know, it was fun having, you know, Shawn give Hogan a bunch of shit about being old and shit like that, and Hogan was like, you know, we watched things, you know, in the future now talking about that time period, and Hogan was all pissed because he was getting made fun of, and Shawn's like, you asked for, you know, a 90s heel Shawn Michaels, and you're going to get it. So I loved how Shawn stayed true to himself on that and just gave him a bunch of shit and totally dominated that build, like just being an asshole and being, you know, what Shawn is as a heel. So that was cool. Match was actually surprisingly okay. I mean, that's Shawn pulling shit out of a fucking old-ass motherfucking tree in Hogan, and Hogan, of course, dropping the leg, and Shawn overselling to make Hogan look like an absolute dipshit, which was fucking awesome to see. So it was fun, and, you know, the build was what was, which was, you know, Shawn giving Hogan a bunch of shit, so that was pretty fun to see. But the last time we get to see, really, Shawn, and he didn't want to do it. He's like, I don't want to be a heel anymore. This isn't who I am anymore. That kind of person isn't. And they're like, you asked for, you know, 97 fucking heel Shawn Michaels, this is what you're going to get. So that was really fun to see. That was the same time period where he came out in Montreal, and they faked like Bret Hart was going to come out, and they played his music like 3 times in Montreal, like marked out, and he's like, not giving it to you, and just kept fucking with us. So that was Shawn Michaels, you know, at his best right there. Next one.
Unforgiven 6, DX versus McMahon to Big Show.
This is random.
Was that the Hell in a Cell match?
That was the Hell in a Cell where they shoved a
God.
Big Show up his ass. That Unforgiven is pretty fun, actually. Had Carlito, we were just talking about that the other day, had Carlito and Randy where they did that springboard KO spot. Had that amazing TLC match with John Cena and Edge. Unfortunate finishing that one, being in Toronto. Build to this, I can't really recollect the build to this that much. I mean, it was what it was, the same kind of shit going on with the McMahons and DX at the time, where we got the reestablished DX where it wasn't the same DX, and we were just kind of like, it's not going to be the same. But that's just unfortunate. But
It's like fucking a bitch for the second time. It's just not the same.
whoa, good.
Hey, guy.
But yeah, just, you know, they added Big Show in there because you can't have McMahon's and DX in the same ring together. They added the Spirit Squad in there around SummerSlam and had a bunch of that
Nikki!
fucking stupid shit. Yeah, the match was really good, actually, surprisingly, with all the clusterfuck shit that was in there.
A lot of blood.
Yeah, Shane showing his amazing athleticism like he always does. Still one of the most underrated in-ring performers of all time. Definitely up there. Shane McMahon is tremendous when you get him in the fucking ring, because he will literally do anything to his body. He doesn't give
Kurt
a
Angle.
shit.
Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon.
Go
King
watch
of-
that street fight, King of the Ring 01 with Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon. That shit is insane. I don't know how many times they tried to do that fucking belly-to-belly fucking suplex through that pane of glass, but they did it about 10 times and about murdered Shane. He's always willing to sell out his body for any spot. Yeah, the match was really good, and it was fun. And it was a pretty quality, you know, Hell in a Cell match. I think, what did we watch, that countdown with WWE Network, and that motherfucker was like 3 or something?
Yeah.
And they had like higher than like Shawn and Taker. I'm like, okay, good luck with that. Yeah, it's a fun match. Can't really remember the build, but, you know.
And then something about Batista and the show.
Oh, what is it?
The last one. It's
Fine, guys. Have you seen Batista in Guardians of the Galaxy? I did see Guardians of the Galaxy. Fucking tremendous. Anybody who has not seen it, go check it out. Really fun stuff. And it's the funny elements in that movie are just great. And Batista is fucking hilarious. And I really enjoyed his performance. Knowing him as the wrestler Batista and what he is, and all hard and shit, and then acting like what he is in Guardians of the Galaxy, this like. Oh, it's fucking hilarious, but it makes it better knowing him before, you know, going into the movie. But I thought it was fucking genius. I can't remember the line where he talked about nothing could go over my head because I'd catch it or something fucking stupid like that. But it saw it in the movie. It was great too. So anybody that has not seen it, go check that out too.
We're done.
That's gonna wrap it up for our Deuce Q&A. Thanks everybody that sent in questions. We had a shit ton of them. I hope you guys are still there. We might just be talking with ourselves. But thank you.
Hopefully the camera's still on.
Hopefully it is. Thanks everybody for all your questions. Thanks for all the support. Kind of did this as like a return type thing. A couple videos in. But stay tuned because we got a lot more for you coming up. But this will now wrap it up. For my partner Quaddy, I am J-Man. Thank you guys for all your questions, and thank you guys for watching yet another
Bye, Felicia.
edition. What?
Bye, Felicia.
Special edition. Of
Special edition.
Special edition of the Pro Wrestling Pulse. The Pulse. Professional Wrestling